Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Guys, I'm super excited to be filming like a story time for you guys. And if I'm looking this way, it's because I'm looking in like the viewfinder but not at the lens. But y'all, I'm so happy to be doing like a sit down video with y'all, because I keep saying I'm gonna do one and then y'all just keep getting all like these vlogs and stuff. So I'm super excited. So as you guys can tell by the title of the story, and y'all, if there's something like in my teeth, I just got done eating Chipotle, so hopefully it's nothing in my teeth. But anyways, so as you guys can tell by the title of this story, I don't know what I'm gonna name this story yet, but basically this story is gonna be about, this story time is gonna be about basically a toxic relationship slash like a low-key scammer type of boyfriend. I don't know, it's weird. When I tell y'all the story, y'all kind of understand, and then, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna title it, but I have been meaning to do this story time for like so long. This happened like about a year and a half ago. Y'all know, like when I do story times, like I try not to do them so close to when they first happen or when they're fresh, because I don't want to come off as like bitter, or like I want it to be like, you know, a factual story time, not, you know, me telling y'all stuff about like based off of emotion. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to be like that's always wait. And then y'all, if y'all hear like a noise in the background, it is my fan. It's on the ground. My studio lights are super hot, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, so I try to wait at least like a year or two. So any story time y'all see, it is not recent at all. Like literally, this is probably the only story time that I've done that's been like, that's happened like a year ago. Like usually it's like 2 years, 3 years. Like I'll wait, honey. Like I'll wait for the smoke to clear before I start, you know. But anyways, y'all, and I seen a similar story time on YouTube the other night, and it's crazy, y'all, because the girl who was telling the story, if she hadn't like post pictures of the guy she was talking about, I would have thought it was this guy. Okay, like this is how similar it was, and I was like, wow, like I should tell a story time about this. So if you guys want to know how this story went, then keep on watching. First of all, let's give this man a name, okay? So let's call him Clifford, okay? And I'll explain to y'all why I'm gonna call him Clifford, because yeah, I'll explain to y'all why we just gonna call him Clifford. So basically, this story time starts like the beginning of everything, and I'm gonna try to make this story time not that long, because it's an extremely long story time if I tell y'all everything. Like me and this man were together and dealing with each other for almost 2.5 years, so it's a lot, but I'm gonna try and like condense it, because like y'all not finna stay here for 2 years of me being stupid basically. So basically this story time takes place more than a year ago. Obviously this was like maybe 3 to 4 years ago, or 5. Like yeah, this starts like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. So basically I was working at this restaurant, and this restaurant was very like, a lot of people who worked there, we were all kind of like around the same age, like, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, like we were all like around the same age. We all kind of got along, like, you know, whatever. We were just like a little unit kind of thing, and we all like were either like fresh out of high school or just started college. So we were in our early 20s, like early like 19, 18, 20, 21, like, and I think you had to at least be 17 to work there. So yeah, we was all pretty young. So it was this one girl that worked there, and we were really cool, and we'll just call her Emily. So me and Emily were super cool. Like, you know, we wasn't cool like we was hanging out outside of, well, we did start hanging out outside of work, but when we first started off, like we was cool, but we wasn't like cool, but we was cool. Like we followed each other on social media, right? So fast forward, a couple years go by, and I ended up leaving that job, and then I started working at a new job, right? So me and Emily were still cool. We followed each other on Instagram, like whatever, like we was still good. So yeah, so I had got a new job or whatever. I stopped working at that job. We were still cool. So this one day I seen Emily. So the thing is with Emily, she's like a an artist type of person. Like she's very like she does like spoken word, she sings, I think, I don't know, but she's like artsy type of person or whatever. So she was at this I guess like a performance or something, and her boyfriend, I think at the time, was performing, or she was, I don't know, but she had posted it on her Instagram. So I'm on Instagram scrolling, and so she posted all of like the performers, right, including, it was either her or her boyfriend, but she posted herself or whomever, and then the other people. So it wasn't just like her, like, oh, this is me. So I seen her post this guy, and the guy was Clifford. So I'm looking and I'm like, okay, he's cute, you know, like he's handsome, like he has like a nice like stature about him, like, you know, his swag. Girl, all this I'm concocting in like a 15-second video, because this was back when Instagram didn't let you post more than like a 30-second or 15-second video. So yeah, so basically I had seen him and I was like, he's cute, whatever. So she had tagged everybody who had posted. She tagged everyone who was basically like she had posted that performed. So of course me, my thirsty ass, I'm like, let me click on it. So I clicked on it or whatever, and I went to his Instagram, and I'm like, and I'm just looking, and his Instagram is very like live, like that of someone who is like an artist, and they have like a bunch of followers, and like we have mutual celebrity followers, like not that the celebrities follow me, but they follow him type shit. Like, so I'm just like, who is this? Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of intriguing, because I'm like, who is this man, you know, because I had never seen him. And he is, y'all, like in LA, like with most of like the African American like community in the inner city LA, in our age like group, like we all kind of know each other or know of each other. And like I know a lot of people say like in smaller cities like everybody know each other, in big city nobody know each other, but no, like in LA, like each age group, and I've noticed even with like my older friends or whatever, like they all know each other. So in my age group we all kind of like know each other. So but the thing is, I know older people, you know, but I had never seen him, like, so I'm just like, who is this guy, like whatever. Mind you, okay, we'll get to that. So I was like, okay, so I clicked on his page and I followed him, right? Because I'm thirsty, girl, give me a glass of water. I followed him or whatever, and I think I did DM him first. I'm not even gonna front, because like I said, I'm telling a factual story time, okay? So I DM'd him first, and I said, wow, I said some thirsty shit. I'm like, oh my god, like your performance was like out of this world, Cliff. And I think he responded back like, you know, thank you, gorgeous. Oh, some real like slick type, you know, thank you, gorgeous, or whatever. So I like read it, but I didn't respond, because I'm just like, all right, like, you know, my thirst only goes so far, you know what I'm saying? So he ended up responding back to me. He said, wow, like you're just my type. So I'm just like, okay, like, you feel me, I'm your type, like what do you mean? Like, mind y'all, side note, his type was fucking girls who were just young and dumb. So I fit the description at the time. That's neither here nor there. This is an educational story time too for my younger audience. Watch, learn, take notes, don't fall for the okie doke. So we kept talking, and basically like he was just asking me, like, we were talking, but it was like just kind of general conversation, and I could tell that like he was just flirting with me. Like basically he probably gets a lot of girls who slide in his DMs, or he slides in girls DMs, but they just be flirting because of like who he is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, he's not even to put extras on it, y'all, but he's literally like a little young P. Diddy, or like he's very known in LA in that scene as far as like music, entertainment. Like he's pretty known. Like a lot of artists in LA, like rappers, singers, they have all like worked with him. Like, okay, I'm gonna keep telling y'all stories so y'all can understand where I'm coming from. So he was flirting with me, but I was just like, whatever. So I stopped responding again because I'm just like, I know you're just flirting with me because just for the fuck of it, like whatever. So he asked me for my number one day. So I'm like, all right, you feel me? Like, Clifford, you want to take it there, Cliff? Let's take it there. Here you go. So I gave him my number and we were texting literally every single day for like 2.5 years. Like, that was like the start of like madness, y'all. So fast forward, basically he invites me to his city. So where he was living is basically like, and I'm not going to give away too many details because, you know, like I said, he's pretty known and I just don't. But he lives in another city and it was a very well-known city in LA. Okay, so obviously y'all know what city I'm talking about, but I'm just not about to say it. So he lived in that city. So, but it's not that far from me, but it can be depending on traffic. But girl, when I tell you, like, I was in that city every week, sometimes twice a week. I was on that freeway driving to that city to go see him, like every week. Like, it's crazy. So I went to go see him the first time or whatever, and we hung out, and our first date was his performance, right? Mind you, I didn't mind because I support my man, you feel me? Like, if my man, you know, selling lemons, you feel me, I'm selling lemons with him. Like, that's just the type of woman that I am. So it was like his performance, and my best friend, she was going with me every single time. Shout out to my best friend because I know she was tired of that shit, but she was literally on the freeway with me because she wanted me to be by myself. But even if like she didn't go, I was still gonna go because again, that was my man. So basically I went to go see him, and it was like his performance. And y'all, here's the thing, and this is my personal opinion or whatever, and I can still say this to this day, like, I don't have like hard feelings towards him. I don't harbor any type of like, you know, but I can honestly say this, like, his music wasn't what I would just add to my Apple Music playlist. However, he definitely could capture a crowd like none other. Like, I've never seen this, like, I've never seen it in like person before, unless it was like somebody who you were paying to go see. Like, if you paying to go see Lil Wayne, obviously when Lil Wayne comes on stage, everyone's gonna be super hyped. But the opening artist, if you don't know who that person is, it's like a give or take because they not here to see you, so you have to capture their attention, you know what I'm saying? And in the beginning, when he was kind of like first starting out, so when he was first starting out, he was more of like a producer than he was an artist, but he did have like some songs out or whatever. So saying that to say, I feel like it takes a lot for you to capture a crowd of people who, you know, just kind of happen to be somewhere that you're performing, right? So he could literally grab a, like, literally, like, you would just be like in awe of like his energy, the people around him, just his demeanor. Like, it was very like captivating. And again, this is my personal opinion, other people may not feel this way, but that's just how I felt about him, and that's what like made me like be like, oh my gosh, daddy, you know. So fast forward, I was going to that city every single week to go and see him, spend time with him. Like, but again, most of our dates and time we spent together were like at his shows, like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people around me were just like, girl, like, that's not a date, that's not, you know, you're just going to support him. But in my mind at the time, like, I love that shit because I just felt like, you know, I'm staying down because that's my man and I support him and I like to see him do what he likes to do. I wouldn't want us to go date and do something that neither of us like to do. And you guys obviously know I do YouTube because y'all watch me on YouTube. So not to say that I'm in the entertainment business, but I'm definitely like on social media, you know, entertainment wise, like personality, whatever, like, so it kind of like intermixes, you know, intertwines, so, you know, whatever. So, but I obviously didn't have like nearly as many like followers as he did or anything like that. And not that I was envious or anything of that. I admired that, you know, about him, because again, I wouldn't have added his music, but at his performance, I definitely would want to know more about this person, if that makes sense. So fast forward, I was basically going to go see him all the time, and he in the beginning was performing at like a lot of like crazy places, like random like bars, like where it was just looked like low-key unsafe, like random clubs, like pop-up shops, festivals. Like I was literally at since the day that I started talking to him, every single performance he had, I was like literally there. Like I was there. Like it didn't matter if I had to be at work at 5 a.m., which I did have to be at work at 5 a.m. I would literally, like one time I even went to a show to like go see him, and I packed my work clothes with me or whatever, so that like basically when I got off work that night before, I slept, and then I think the show didn't start until like midnight. So I like showered, got myself together, and then I went to his performance, and then I stopped at home, took another shower, got dressed, put on my work clothes, and went straight to work. Like no sleep. Like y'all, it was literally that deep. Like you can ask anybody around me. Like I literally would pull up to work, because where I was working at the time, they had like an enclosed type of like employee parking lot. I would literally bring like my pillow and my blanket and like get an hour of sleep before work, because I was at the show with him all night until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, he lived in a different city than where I worked, so it took me like an hour commute. So girl, like I was all that, like y'all, no lie. Okay, so bam, yeah, I was doing all that. So basically fast forward a year or so, like, you know, we're kind of like, we're getting to know each other more, you know what I'm saying? We're spending more time together, like after the shows or whatever. Like I would go to like his place or whatever. Like we was just spending time together or whatever, but just more so like the studio, we were always like at the studio, and he had his own studio at the time. But we'll get more into that as well. Basically fast forward, I'm trying to think of how this all like kind of happened, because this is where it gets really, really meaty and juicy. Because right now I just gave y'all like the surrounding details, but this is where it kind of gets like so basically I think like a year had gone by of like us just kind of like getting to know each other, me going to every single show, always in his city, whatever. So this one weekend, me and my best friend went to Vegas, and we went to Vegas on like a turnaround type of trip. Like it wasn't nothing that was nothing. Like we was just out there. It wasn't like it was Memorial Day, Labor Day, birthday, holiday, nothing. Like we was just out there. And so I remember the day that we were out there, he called me and was like, oh my God, like, he was like, I'm about to drop like the music video to my my like new single, like, and this was a big deal for him, because this was, I think, no, this was like his first kind of like solo single on his own. Like I told you guys, he was more of like a producer for the artists on his label, versus him coming out with like his own like music, like kind of like Diddy. Like Diddy was like producing everybody else's stuff, but then he kind of would come in with his own stuff or whatever. So this was like a big deal for him or whatever. So he was like, oh my God, like you have to come to like the grand like showing of it. But it wasn't like open to the public, it was just like open to like, you know, the people around him, you know. And I'm wife, so of course I got an invitation. Okay, I'm in Vegas, right? And he just kind of paused like, okay, but I'm telling you, like, this is what's happening. Girl, toxic, because literally the next day we rushed the fuck up out of Vegas, honey, and went home. And literally when we got off the freeway, I literally hopped in the shower, got dressed, beat my face, drove to his city. And when I got there, so basically where the showing was, it was in like a really richy neighborhood. It was very like big house, like, you know, on some like celebrity type shit, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, that type of thing or whatever. So I had got there, and mainly everybody kind of like had left. So when I got there, but I knew I was late. So when I got there, was a couple of his like close friends there, and a couple of girls, like, you know girls who just hang around, whatever. So I pulled up, and he was just like, you know, you're late. And I'm like, Cliff, like, I told you I was in Vegas and I was on the freeway. So mind y'all, Vegas to LA is like a 4.5 hour drive, right? So I'm like, you know, I told you where I was, like, you know, like, but I'm here, like, but I told you. It's not like I'm late because I just overslept. We knew this a day prior what it was gonna be. So that was the first sign, and I should have known, like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying, consideration, none of that. But I think I was kind of like, you know, I'm so sorry, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, on some toxic little girl shit. So he kind of snapped out of it, and he was like, no, it's okay, whatever, like, I'm gonna just have, like, you know, my director, my producer, my manager, my publicist, I'm gonna just have them set it all up again, right? Trying to be extra, like, basically trying to make it seem like, girl, we've already shut everything down, but now you here, so now I gotta. So they set everything back up or whatever. And like, because it was like on a projector type of thing. And yeah, so like his publicist, she poured me a glass of wine, and then like his like little manager, like he pulled out the chair for me, you know, very like respectful, like, you know, whatever. So I sat down next to him. Mind you, it's a couple of stragglers, you know, this shit ended an hour or two ago. Some people just standing there. So a lot of girls, you know, some little hoochie mamas in there, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's just what the lifestyle and the industry is gonna always be. Some girls just kind of, you know, so they sitting like kind of off to the side looking at me, and I'm looking at them like, yes, girl. We sit down, we watch the video, right? And so the video was great, you know what I'm saying? He's a genius, like, and this is something I will never take away from him. He is a musical genius. Like, I don't care what nobody says, like, he literally can put together a theme and a concept of a music video, a song, not only just for himself but for those around. He can write a hit record like none other. Like, I will never take this away from him. Like, he's a musical genius, like, you know. But I'm watching the video and I'm just seeing the chemistry / dynamics between him and another woman who was on his label. Mind you, in my mind, I done been around her, I've met her. It never felt like I was to be concerned about her, but just the chemistry and the dynamic on a couple of songs and a couple of scenes, I was like, I don't know if that's whatever. I didn't say nothing. I was already kind of like in the wrong, not in the wrong at the time. I thought I was in the wrong because I was late, but whatever. So the music video ended or whatever, and girl, as soon as the music video ended, everybody stood up and started clapping. Mind you, they didn't watch the video about 100 times because it ended an hour ago. But literally, this is just how a lot of people around him were just so like all hell Clifford. Like, girl, the video, all them girls, the hoochie stood up clapping. And at one point I felt like he thought I was supposed to stand up and clap too, but I did. But that's just how people around him were. They were very like, you know what I'm saying, like, and dare you not to stand up and clap and show some acknowledgement, like your ass was getting kicked out. Like, that's just how he was. Like, I don't know, but like, it was just weird to me because it's just like, you know, of course, like, I'm rocking with you, but like, I don't know. But again, I didn't do all the extras, you know, but I did tell him, I was like, this was amazing, congratulations. Basically, it felt like he was low-key like, all right, well, you seen the video, you know, so I need you to get home type stuff. Like, so he was like, all right, I'm gonna walk you to your car, da, da, da. So I'm thinking like, why am I leaving and all these girls are here? But whatever, because like, we're not together. We had only been talking for like a year, so whatever. But you know how guys can be like, you know, when they trying to creep and do their own thing, it's like, okay, like, girl, you need to go home. So he walked me to my car, whatever, and we walked to my car, and I was like, okay, like, you know, nice seeing you again, great video, whatever, whatever. So, and it's always been that way. Like, every time I would leave, like, he would just kind of like, you know, we would hug, and that'd be it. Like, it wasn't nothing, you know. So I went to like open my door, and he put like his hand on my door, like to stop me from opening it. So I looked and I was like, what's up? Hello, I have to get in the car. You want me to leave because your bitches are there? I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking in my mind. Like, why are you not letting me in the car? So he looked at me and he was just like, you know, like, I just been thinking and, you know, feeling in my mind and in my heart, and God told me, you know, you're the one and I really want to make you my girlfriend. Bitch. So in my mind, I'm like, I've already been your wife, but okay. First, I'm like, yeah, I want to be your girlfriend. Like, let's do it. Like, yes, I want to be your girlfriend. Like, yes, yes, yes. So we kissed, right? So we kissed. This was like our first kiss. So it was all cute, magical, you know. Yeah, it was cute, you know. So then he like pulls out his phone. No, did he pull out his phone or yes, he pulled out his phone. And he's like, you know, we should definitely like, you know, take a picture and just like make it exclusive like on the gram. Mind y'all, this man has like at the time like maybe 20,000 to 30,000 followers, right? And he's a local celebrity. And I'm not even gonna just say local because he was working with a lot of artists who weren't local, and he was like low-key known. So in my mind, I never even thought that that would be a thing, because I know a lot of like celebrities and like artists, they don't like to like post women, you know what I'm saying, because they have like an image to obtain. So I never even thought about that would be a thing. But he was like, let's take a picture. So we took a picture, and y'all, I would insert the clips, but I just, honey, listen. I would take a picture, but it's crazy because, never mind, let's not even go into that. But I'm not gonna post these pictures. But anyways, I mean, I think the pictures are actually still on his Instagram. So if people know who I'm talking about, then you just gotta scroll back like 3 years, and I think they are still there. I don't think he ever deleted them. But we took a picture and he posted it, but he did not, like, he didn't tag me in the picture at all, but he posted it. And so I think the caption said something like, my best friend. You just asked me to be your girlfriend and you gonna post a picture say my best friend? And so I asked him, I was like, I think I had got home, and later that night I'm like, you put your best friend? And he was like, well, yeah, we are best friends. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Mind you, on his Instagram, like, he never posted a picture or posted pictures with females unless they were like his artists or people he was in the studio with on some music type shit. So of course, when he posted this picture, you know, it got like 1,000 freaking likes. You know, girls, like, a lot of girls wasn't commenting, but they was, you know. So I liked the picture, but I did not comment nothing, because I'm like, if you're not gonna make me known or tag me and you want to protect me, then I'm not gonna make myself known. But I like the picture. Girl, these girls must have been freaking detectives or whatever, because as soon as I liked the picture, I got friend requests, like, literally. And I'm like, how did y'all know that this was like me? My profile is private, so y'all have to literally screenshot my Instagram icon picture and compare it to the like, mind you, it was 1,000 girls who liked it, so it could have been any one of them. But when I liked the picture, them girls sent me friend requests. So of course I declined it, because I'm just like, I don't need these girls in my business. I'm not even into that whole like scene or whatever. So blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's fast forward up like a year past that. So we're dating, but of course our dates are me at the studio with him, and me basically, like, you know what I'm saying, going to his shows, like on some like road manager type shit. Like, we, you know, like we would go on like dinner dates here and there, but never like, oh, we're going on vacation, or oh, I'm gonna take you to the spa. Like, everything was about him, his music career, his artists, whatever. So by this time, I had moved out and got a new place, right? So it was like a big thing for me, and I was super excited because, you know, I would always have to go there to like hang out and see him, because I was like living with parents, and I obviously couldn't have him at my house. So now that I have my own place and I don't live with parents, I'm excited, because I'm like, okay, now you can come to LA to come see me. Like, you know, this is what I'm thinking in my mind, because this is logics for me. So I tell him about it, and he was kind of like, I don't know, he was asking me a lot of questions. Like, he was just like, you know, basically on some like, why would you do that? I'm like, what do you mean why? Because I don't want to live with my parents forever, like, whatever. So fast forward, this one day, it was kind of going towards Christmas time, and I went out to his city to see him, and I went to the studio with him. And basically, this was a really, really weird day, and this was like a key point that I won't forget ever. So I was sitting in the studio with him and all his like artists or whatever, and he had like a lot of like kind of artists who he worked with and who were on his label, who they were like very popular, they were very known. And I'm never on no like starstruck type shit, because that's just not the type of woman I am. Like, and plus, like, y'all, I'm not here for y'all, you know. So we were just kind of like in the studio, whatever, and he got up and he was like, I'll be back. And I'm like, okay. Like, he didn't even tell me where he was going. Like, he was like, I'll be back. So I'm like, okay. And I gave him a weird look, and he was like, no, like, you know, you here with these two people were like his ace boom coon. Like, one of them was his manager, and then the other one was, he was like an artist, but he was like more like his best friend. So basically to kind of like reassure me like I'm good, because I'm in a studio with like basically all guys, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I'm not trying to be in nobody's, you know, like, girl. I'm chilling there, and he leaves, and I'm on my phone, and he told me he would be right back. So I'm texting him, and I'm just like, where are you? Like, you know, you're not responding. So I get up to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, and by this time it had been like maybe 30 to 40 minutes. But my thing is, you told me you was gonna come right back. So I'm just like, okay. So I went back in the studio, and I'm like, so do y'all know where Cliff went? Like, you know, and ain't nobody telling me. Everybody like, oh no, sis, he said he stepped right back out, but chill out, sis, man, you know, listen to this new album, and like, I didn't come to listen to your albums. Like, so I'm sitting there, and I'm getting really irritated, and I'm frustrated. And I think his homies in the studio and his artists knew, because everybody kind of got on their phone, and I don't know if they was texting him like, hey yo, like, she's not about to sit her ass down, you need to come back to the studio. So he calls me, he's like, I'm outside, let's go, right? So I'm like, okay, where are we going? Like, I don't even understand, like, whatever. So we get in the car, and I have an attitude because, you know, I'm gonna have an attitude. So I had an attitude or whatever, and I'm just like basically sitting in his car like this. Mind you, I left my car at the studio, whatever, which I kind of always do, like, because I drive out there, he don't come to me. So I'm in his passenger seat, and I'm just sitting there like this, and I'm like looking straight ahead like this, just looking straight ahead. You know what I'm saying? He like, you want the air on, you want the windows rolled down, like, you know, he asking me all these questions or whatever, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, no. Mind you, it's close to Christmas time, but LA don't ever really get cold, so it's hot. So it is hot, and he has like leather seats, you know what I'm saying? And of course I want the air on, I'm hot, but you think I'm gonna tell him to do something for me and he couldn't even come and get me after 30 minutes? No. So I'm like, I'm good, right? So he kind of like rolled his eyes and turned on the air, because he like, girl, you hot. So I'm sitting there, whatever. So we driving, and he like, mind you, we in the car, he's driving, and he pull up, and so he pulls up to his barber shop, right? Mind you, his barber usually comes to his studio to cut his hair, but this time we went to the barber shop, and I've been there once before, that's how I knew. And I looked at him, I said, I know you didn't have me waiting almost an hour in your studio with all your little friends, and now you want me to wait in a car or wait in the barber shop while you get a haircut. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking you. So girl, at this point, I'm like, I'm heated. I'm sitting there like, okay. So he get out the car, and I'm sitting there like with attitude. I didn't even touch my phone, y'all. Like, I wasn't even on, like, I didn't even touch my phone. It's getting late, I have work in the morning, whatever. Like, I'm just sitting there with my arms folded, like, the fuck. So he like, calm down, like, you ain't even gotta do all that, you acting all like, you know. So I really have an attitude because it's getting late, and it's just like, I'm ready to go home. Like, I have work in the morning, like, I'm not trying to, you know. So we in a car, and we driving for like maybe 10-15 minutes, and we pull up at this mall. And so basically this mall was like, I don't go to this mall because, like I said, it's in a different city, but it's like a prestigious mall in LA. Like, a lot of like celebrities go there, a lot of like Instagram famous people always shop there, TMZ is always there. Like, it's one of those types of malls or whatever. So I'm like, why are we here, right? So we go inside of I think Nordstrom's, and so basically he's like picking out an outfit for himself because he was about to go on tour, and it was like a worldwide thing tour. Basically he was going to like every other state on each coast, like a big thing. So he's picking out stuff, and I'm just looking at him like, so you took me to the mall for me to come to, and he's just like, you don't want to pick out what I'm gonna wear. I said, no, you a grown-ass man, pick out what you know. But at any other time, of course, I'm gonna say, oh, that's cute, but I'm mad. So I'm literally walking around Nordstrom's like this, like literally walking around Nordstrom's like this. So I'm thinking we finna leave. So I'm like, yes, like we finna go. So then he gives me like basically his card, and I'm like, why are you giving me a card? And so he was like, you know, you just got your place. He was like, you know, I want you to like furnish it up. And I'm like, what you mean furnish it up, baby? Like, but I'm still mad. So I have like an attitude, and I'm like, okay, give me the card then. So basically, like, I just go and I'm like shopping or whatever, and I'm getting like little, you know, knickknacks and stuff for like my room and like the living room, like just little stuff like to kind of like decorate to start off with, you know. So I'm having fun, and he knows like I'm not that type of girl to like run it up. Like, I'm not that type of girl, because like this is really the first time he's like shown me any type of like interest in something I'm doing in my life. It's always about him. So I go and get some stuff or whatever, and I go to like Bath and Body Works, and I like stock up on candles and like buy some flowers, just like some cute girly stuff or whatever. And so he's like, I'm gonna be in the car again, y'all. And this is like on a really serious note, and this is to my younger crowd. To a lot of women, that type of behavior is like, you're excited, you know what I'm saying, for someone to give you money to go and shop, whatever. But looking back on it, like, time and attention is what's more important. And I know that sounds cliche, but it just is. Mind you, instead of him going with me to these places and sharing that excitement of me getting my new place, he went to the car and gave me money to go and shop by myself. Mind you, we hadn't spent time together all day. We were running around for him, and for him to go on tour, and for him to get his hair cut, and for him to go to the studio. And now that it's something about me, oh, you go do what you want to do, knock yourself out, I'll be in the car. But I wasn't tripping, because I'm like, whatever, I'm ready to go home. So I didn't even buy a lot of stuff, because I was ready to go home. So I'm just getting random stuff or whatever. I only had like 2 bags of stuff. And I don't even know that mall like that. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm finna hit up this, hit up that. Like, no. So I get in a card with him, and I give him his, did he give me a card or cash? I think he gave me cash, honestly. I don't think he gave me his card. But I gave him like his change or whatever back. And he cracked a joke like, oh, like, you giving me the change back? And I'm just like, yeah, because like I'm not that type of girl. Like, I'm not about to just, you know. But I still had an attitude, because I'm just ready to go home. So we go, and he give me something to eat or whatever. So we go back to the studio. I get back in my car, drive home. Okay, so that was one instance where, again, those are all telltale signs of like, girl, this is not the man for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like year 2, like going into year 2. And I'm just, that should have been enough, but it wasn't. So basically, fast forward a year, so I'm at my job working, we get a new manager. So our new manager, she's basically around well, she's a little bit older than me, but she's like around my age, like only like 2 or 3 years difference. So basically, somehow, some way, we found out that her boyfriend works with Cliff. And he was not his artist, but he would perform at a lot of like Clifford's like events, right? So she basically told me like, you know, Cliff is not what you think he is. He in so many words, she told me that he was basically sleeping with the artist who I told y'all I was kind of like questioning at the video release party, like the girl who I seen on the videos and their chemistry, So she basically in so many words kind of told me like, you know, be careful, like he's not who you think he is. But again, she just met me. She doesn't know if she can trust me. I could be one of those girls who go back and tell him stuff, and then messes up things with her boyfriend and mine, and then because I'm trying to prove a point. So she's trying to look out for me, but then at the same time, she's like, you know, don't tell him nothing. Just either you're going to take this information and leave, or you're just not going to do nothing with it at all. But like, don't mess up with like me and my boyfriend have going on business-wise with your boyfriend, because again, this is their business. But she's looking out for me type of like woman to woman, because we kind of vibes when she started working at my job. So I felt her. So my dumb ass, I took the information, and I think I may have ran it by him, but not like I told him, but I think I was just kind of like questioning him on some things. But he never put 2 and 2 together, and to this day I don't think he even still knows that like me and her work together. So fast forward, y'all. Okay, this story time is getting so long. So fast forward, y'all, this is basically another year of us dating. So this is fast forward to a whole nother year. Mind you, again, we went through years of like this same thing, like me going to his shows, me going to the studio, us spending a little bit of time together, him kind of throwing money in my face, me just kind of taking it, like, but no quality time, no laid up, boot up, no, oh, I'm gonna actually meet your parents, and you know what I'm saying, nothing like that. Like, mind you, he went on tour, y'all, and one of the cities was in Detroit. Y'all know all my family is from Michigan. Like, do you think, like, and he even told me, like, oh yeah, I'm going to Michigan, I'm gonna meet your pops or whatever, because my dad lives out there. And do y'all think that happened? No, like, that wasn't important to him. Like, you've been dating me for almost like 2.5 years. Well, at that time it was like, was it 2 years? It had been over a year we had been dating, and like, that wasn't a priority to him. So again, this was just been like basically 2 years of us just doing the same thing we were doing the first year, which was another sign, because in a relationship, when y'all are growing up or leveling up together, like, your relationships is supposed to be like leveling up too. Like, you supposed to be, you know, my best friend, she's one of those people who, you know, she was like, you know, if you're happy, you know, but it wasn't like nobody really approved. My family didn't really have a say or anything, because they had only seen him on FaceTime. Like, mind you, LA is not that far from where he lives. He never came to visit my grandma. Oh my God, y'all, let me even tell y'all this. Like, this was a big thing, because we actually broke up. So I'm kind of going back and forth, but let me just tell y'all this, and then I'm gonna get back to the last stretch of the story. So we had broke up in between that time, because I had got into a terrible car accident, like a really bad car accident in LA, and I literally was blowing his phone up, calling him like, I just got into a car accident. And he's like, oh, I'm at the studio. I don't think he answered right away, but then he texted me and was like, I'm at the studio, I'm with I'm not gonna tell y'all the name of the artist, but he's a really big artist or whatever. Texted me, didn't call me. Mind y'all, again, like, when you're in a relationship with someone, like, if he called me and told me he got into a terrible car accident to the magnitude of which I projected to him, I would have literally dropped everything and went to go check on him. So we wasn't on the best of terms, but like, you know, again, I still supported him. So basically, when he first bought the building, I didn't go to see it at all, because to me, I felt like